Hello everyone, my name is Maggie Gila and I am a digital strategist, and I am here today to talk to you about return on investment, which can be a really scary thing to talk about. So I'm going to try and make it really lighthearted and happy and very positive, because this is something that's so important for your business, and that I'm going to try and make sure that you get a good understanding of what you actually should be doing in terms of what to invest in, what you should stop investing in, and how to move your business forward. So if you're in here and if you're watching the replay, say hello, and I would love to know what is the best thing that you think you've ever invested in for your business growth. I hope I can see the comments somewhere here. I'm live streaming from my desktop for the first time, so this is going to be a little bit experimental. But I think it's going to be a good one. So, as you can see, I'm in my office. I'm trying to make it like a little bit more about personality. So you can see I've got unicorns, a dragon, and baby Groot in the background as my office mascots. So this conversation actually, or this topic, came up a couple of days ago. I was doing a training in a group on content strategy that connects and converts. And we were having a discussion with the ladies who were live on the training workshop, and a lot of things came up in terms of fear, in terms of where do I invest my time, and in terms of like what is this thing actually worth? How is this helping my business in terms of content strategy? So that's why I started thinking about like, okay, we need to have a sit down together. Woo! Sorry, water nearly spilled. We have a sit down together, hi Lara, to have a hard talk about what do you actually invest in. When it comes to ROI, return on investment, my perspective is that there are two things to look at. And this is from the perspective of someone, and my clients are also all are small business owners, solopreneurs, and are looking to scale. So with any kind of thing that you want to do in life or business, there's always two things you can invest: your money and your time. So if you're starting out, you probably don't have too much money or too much revenue that you want to take and put back into your business. So you're doing a lot of DIY, which is essentially you're investing your time. So let me know, what is the one thing that you're investing the most of your time into right now for your business growth? I can tell you, I'm like reorganizing my files and my business systems, and I came across my old branding, which was this like frilly calligraphy, watercolor lotus thing going on, and I have spent like literally weeks tweaking that branding so my investment of my time was like ridiculously high on that piece of content, on that work, but my return was really minimal because the branding didn't fit anyway. So that's probably like that is for me my worst return on investment for my time. So pop in a comment and let me know what is your best investment that you've done for your business. And that could be investing your money, for example, hiring a coach or strategist, or joining a program or a piece of hardware, and what has been your best investment in terms of time. So for me, my best investment for my money was probably my desktop computer, which was, at that time, it was pretty expensive, and I got two screens, so I felt very fancy, and that I used it like, hours a day, so that was probably my best financial investment. I also invested in sorry, my puppy's walking across like my lights here. I've also invested in a higher end mastermind. That's been very helpful as well. And in terms of my time, it has been understanding my audience through market research. So, I'm all about that. And it's also been, I don't know is anyone commenting? Because I don't see anything. So if you are commenting, comment something here, please, so I can see that I'm not talking to myself and have some interaction going, because I don't feel like lecturing. Thank you. All right. Or maybe there's a delay. Lara says, best investment in money is the coven. Best investment of time is getting clear on my message. Yes, exactly. And my second thing for my time has been getting clear on my message as well. I can tell you that since I started being really me and taking what aspects of personality I want to, and saying like, hey, you know what, I love dragons and unicorns, and that's fine, and here it's prominently displayed in my office, my business has exploded and I've been booked out this year. Since January, my next availability is in April, so that's coming up now. So back to an ROI. Here's what to look at. The first thing is if you're looking at current investments. So for example, paid opportunities that you're doing. So paid memberships, maybe a VA you're working with, or a designer. Yeah, it is. I find it really easy to come up with content. It's just making sure you're actually getting a return on that content. You're getting some kind of tangible result from that content. That's where it gets tricky. This is also why people spend hours upon hours in Facebook groups, because it feels like you're working, but you're actually not. It comes to a point where, yeah, okay, maybe you've gotten a client or two from interacting in Facebook groups, but you could get those clients anyway by interacting for 20 minutes versus the 2 hours you're now spending every afternoon on Facebook, wasting time. So look at financial investments you're making or you want to make. For example, paid memberships, your team, a designer, a strategist, or a coach. That's the first aspect. The second aspect we look at is where you're investing your time. Like I said, engaging in Facebook groups, writing blog posts, like Laura said, creating content, doing webinars. So these are two aspects. Where are you currently investing your time, and where are you currently investing your money? Now, I want you all to literally write this down in columns, like column 1, time. Where am I investing my time currently? So, yeah, 2 columns. Where are you investing your time? Where are you investing your money? And then the next thing to look at is how these things that your activities you're doing, how have they helped you? What is your return on your time or financial investment with these activities? So there are 4 things to look out for if you're doing this kind of self-audit for where you're investing time or money. Have these things saved you time? Have they made you money? Have they gotten you opportunities? And have they helped in your personal development? So now I'm going to go through and give you some examples so you know what I'm talking about with these 4 things. The first of all, has this activity saved you time? Or this investment saved you time? For example, I hired a virtual assistant recently, and the moment I hired her, my first thought was I should have done this months ago, because although it's a financial investment, the amount of time she's saving me is incredible, and I can use that time for something that's much more productive for me and has a better ROI on my time. So instead of me tagging subscribers in my ConvertKit and setting up forms for opt-ins, I can go and create content or do a training that's going to help me build my audience. Does that make sense? So I want you guys you can write this as a comment. If you're on the replay, you can write it as a comment as well, or just write it down on a piece of paper. That's fine as well. But this is a really important exercise for a self-audit, because I feel like as creatively minded female business owners, we get really stuck in this process of constantly creating and of doing all the things that are really fun, that we enjoy doing, and that's human nature, so no judgment. But it's really important to sometimes take a step back and reevaluate all the things that we're doing to make sure that we're actually investing our time and our money in smart decisions that are moving our businesses forward, and then making them more profitable and sustainable and scalable, because that's the goal. So first thing has been saving you time. So yes, if you hire a VA or you hire a designer, you don't have to spend 5 hours fiddling around with an Instagram graphic template, and you can pay someone X amount and they get it done in 20 minutes. So that's saving you 5 hours that you can then use for something that has a bigger ROI on your time, like training, creating content, reaching out to an audience, getting on coffee chat, setting up collaboration, and the list goes on. Sound fair? All right. The second point is, has this made you money? This is really interesting to look at, especially for paid memberships. So, for example, I'm in a membership site, which I'm paying for every month. You love my energy. Thank you, Laura. We had this conversation in the training yesterday that people were saying they don't want to do videos or live trainings because they get nervous about, do people think I'm boring, or do people like what I'm saying? So I said, yeah, I have the same thing. Am I rambling? I should probably slow down. That's a given. I've actually not had any coffee today, so That's me and my natural element. Anyway, so has it made you money? So I'm in this paid membership site, and every month it's like $50 a month. Well, like, you know, what do I actually get out of it? Because the content is at a level that I teach that level of content, and I do trainings at that and beyond that level of content that I'm getting from this membership. So for me, in terms of my business development, it's not very helpful. However, the community is very, very helpful, and I have gotten amazing opportunities. I've booked clients through this community. I've gotten collaborations through this community. So I might not be able to use the content that I'm actually paying for to grow my business, but I'm getting other benefits from there. For example, yes, I have made money because I have booked clients by being an active member of this community that I'm paying for. Does that make sense? So I know this is like a lot of people think, like, should I join membership? Should I get rid of a membership? Should I get rid of, like, you know, I have, let's say, lead pages or a software that I'm paying for. Do I need it? So this is where you can, like, self-audit to see what you can actually get rid of and where you can invest your time and your money in a wiser way. So number 3 is if you've gotten opportunities. I'm pretty open with this fact. I really am not a big fan of Instagram. I don't really like using it. But I have to because my clients are there, and my philosophy is you have to go where your clients are to connect on their stage, basically. And Instagram's also not really a place where I'm like client hunting. It's more of like showing my personality and people to get to know me a bit better. But I also know that I have been approached for podcast interviews because of things that I've written on my Instagram. So I know that my time investment in growing and building my Instagram might not be making me that much money, or it's obviously not saving me time since I'm putting in time. That's my time investment. But I've gotten like podcast interviews and interesting opportunities and build relationships by investing my time in building my Instagram relationships and the platform. Hands up, anyone, if you're not a big fan of Instagram. I know some people love it. I am not one of those people. I prefer videos and talking to people versus pretty pictures, since I'm not a photographer or a designer. So let me know if I'm not the only one here. The last thing is personal development. This is a bit intangible in terms of, like, if we talk about return on investment, ROI, like, the assumption is revenue. It's money. Like, how much money have you made based on this investment? I look at time investment and financial investment, but in terms of results, the last one can be personal development. So things like making friends, like, honestly, or you started a free mastermind group with these people you met through this community that you're paying for, or you've learned and you've been able to grow your business by, like, learning and through these opportunities, or you've received, I don't know, there's a fly, sorry, there's like a fly flying around here, or bee, or fly, sorry, or you've received great feedback and been able to grow your business, or change your sales page, or change your website, or started doing videos. So for example, for people who are in the Covenant, I'm a guest teacher at the Biz Woo School for this month. So you've made a financial investment to invest in being part of this paid community and membership and get this content. And if you came to my training this week on content strategy, and you're taking action on the homework and on the tips I gave you to grow your content strategy, that is something that's going to help you grow and develop your business. So you might not book clients and make a financial return on your investment in Biz Woo School, but you could get personal development, and that's the return that you're getting, because personal development and business development in the sense of growth is so valuable. Never seen notification of it so much. And then you can watch the replay. And I'm almost done. I just finished like my last point. Thank you for the hearts. That was actually my last point. So I'm going to do a quick summary for everyone who skipped ahead or who just hopped on or whatever. Return on, no problem anyway. The return on investment is something I feel very strongly about, and I don't feel we talk about this enough as creatively minded female business owners, because there seems to be this assumption that we should all give it all away and be generous and provide value for free to an audience, which I absolutely agree with. But at the end of the day, you need to audit what you're doing. Where are you investing your time? Where are you investing your money? and how are these activities that you're investing your time and money in helping you grow your business and yourself. So there are two things to look at: the activities that you're doing where you're investing your time, such as engaging in Facebook groups, writing blog posts, doing webinars, free content, all that, and your financial investments. Those are things like if you have hired a strategist, if you are in a paid mastermind or program, if you have a VA, if you have a paid membership site. So then you want to look at the return you're getting from all these activities. So true, I definitely think more like that. Yes, I'm actually going to put together like a Google spreadsheet you can just copy from me for free, like no opt-in. So you can actually just do this yourself, so you see it out, like laid out, because it's one thing to talk about, it's another thing to like, oh crap, I am spending how many hours a week in Facebook, and what did I get out of the last month? And that's a scary, that's a scary audit to do. It's very confrontational. And I'm loving your comments. So look at the two lists that we have, the two types of activities. Hey Ria, look at the two types of activities you have. Where are you investing your time? Where are you investing your money? And do a self-audit. There are 4 points that I suggest that you look at. By the way, if anyone has any questions at any time, pop them in the comments and I'm happy to answer. Also, if you're on the replay, you can pop your comment here and I'll come back to type you back a reply. So the 4 points that, let me pause for a second. I know there's a couple of people who just jumped on. So can you just type in, where are you investing the most of your time in trying to grow your business right now? Just pop it in there. No judgment. And the second thing to do is, where are you investing your money? 2 things. So you've got your 2 columns. Here are all the things where I'm investing my time. So I'm DIYing my branding, I'm building a website, I'm engaging in Facebook groups, social media, and where am I investing my time? Here's all things I'm paying for. Anna May asks, how do you actually audit your time? Because we usually do things at the same time. So this is just by estimation. So if Anna May, if you know, like, all right, I think I'm spending a lot of time in Facebook groups, so you can say, all right, I am spending probably 2 hours a day in Facebook groups. That makes it 10 hours a week, which makes it 40 hours a month spent engaging in Facebook groups. And the question here is, what kind of results did you get through engaging in Facebook groups in the last month? And are you happy with that result for your 40 hours that you've spent in that investment? And here are the 4 points that you want to look at for results. Has this investment saved you time? So my example was, I hired a virtual assistant. She saves me hours, and I can use those hours to go and, do Facebook Lives, because otherwise I would be tagging subscribers on ConvertKit right now. So for me, from my time investment, it's so much more powerful for me to do a training or something else than be tagging subscribers. So paying a virtual assistant saves me a lot of time in that sense. The second thing is, the second one, has this activity made you money? For example, with 2 people have said like Facebook groups here in the comments. So if you have booked a client through a Facebook group, that is a financial result that you've received through your engagement in Facebook groups. Third thing is, have you gotten opportunities because of this investment? So maybe I was personally approached for a podcast interview through one of my Instagram posts. So that's something, I had not necessarily made money off of my Instagram, but it's gotten me a cool opportunity that I wouldn't have gotten if I hadn't been putting that time in and investing my time in Instagram. Does that make sense? And the fourth point here on self-auditing is personal development. This is something that's very important to me because I'm all about improvement. And how can you grow as a human being? How can you grow as a business owner? How can you scale your business? Yes. So this could be something like, okay, I've made friends, or I've joined this group and we started a free mastermind together, and it's been awesome because I'm getting all this great feedback, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't been engaging in Facebook groups the way I have been. Or you've learned something, or you've grown as a business or a business owner. So these are the 4 points to look at to self-audit. So we've got saving time, making money, receiving opportunities, and personal development. So let me go back to Anna May's question. How do you actually audit your time? Because we usually do things at the same time. Well, so one thing is I mentioned just like estimating how much time roughly do you spend, like in Facebook groups. So that's like a very quick way to do that. So the way I did it is I literally wrote out all the things I do for my business. And that list was a heck of a lot longer than I thought it would be. It was things like posting in Facebook groups, creating the content, replying to notifications, tagging people on ConvertKit, writing the newsletters, onboarding new clients, having like, not to mention my actual client work, which is the core of my business. So I went through that and I was just like, okay, what is taking up too much of my time that's not giving me good return? So my example here is, well, I know that, my gloss is crooked. I know that I would much rather be using my time to either develop my business by creating new content and doing trainings, or by working with my clients, because that's what I love. I love working on strategy with clients. So I know that I would much rather take time away from things I don't like tagging subscribers in ConvertKit or formatting blog posts, and take that time and push it to working with clients. To make this shift, I knew that I need to hire a VA. That was my decision ultimately, and my only regret with hiring a VA is that I should have hired her sooner, so I could have taken that time sooner and developed my business faster and sooner than spending time to, tagging subscribers and ConvertKit. Like that is not a good use of my time. So that's about it. If anyone has any questions, please pop them in here. I mentioned I'm going to be doing a Google spreadsheet, a Google Sheet that I'm going to be adding back to this video. I'll put that in the description, a link where you can just copy that for free and use that for your own business, because this is something like we don't really talk about return on investment, if that's time or money. Sometimes it's difficult. I know someone here mentioned how do you audit yourself? How do you find these things out? I know it can be difficult sometimes, but just you're welcome for the recap, no problem. Sometimes it's really difficult to figure out where am I wasting my time? Am I wasting money? Can I be working more efficiently? Can I be making more money? How do I even do that? And this is what comes up with my clients very often. Is my marketing even working? So to be able to figure out if your marketing is working, you need to actually have a look at what you're doing for your marketing specifically, or for your business development, business growth, and then seeing what kind of results did I get from doing these activities. And if that's not for marketing, it could be for your paid memberships, just doing an audit of where to invest your time and money. Well, that's it. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. The only thing I wanted to say is that I am launching my business retreat in Prague that's happening in September. So you can go to www.maggiegiel.com/Prague to find out more about my retreat, where we're going to be doing lots of hands-on, actionable workshops to help you grow a more profitable business. And you are also welcome to book a clarity call with me to chat further. I know I'm booked out for the next week, but by the time this video goes live and people will see the recap, there might be some availability to book a free call to chat about strategy. Yes, you're very welcome, and have a lovely day, everyone, and I hope this was helpful. Bye!